Tell you what, all this age restriction shit for YouTube now is terrible.
Mm-hmm. No, it's just censorship. Like people trying to
I'll tell you
control
what,
shit.
hold on, I'll mute your voice because it's going to annoy me. Hold on. Always allow. Right, you should be heard now. I'm moving.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what were you saying?
Well, I think it's just censorship. Like they try too hard to control what people can and can't see.
Aye.
If parents are so scared about kids hearing a fucking swear word, then just don't let them on the internet then, because swear words are just part of society. I don't know. Everyone swears. Like, who cares?
It's because they're trying to push. Like if you're not logged into YouTube and you go on YouTube now, it's full of like TV shows, kids TV. Like, well, I don't know if the YouTube TV shows, but you know what I mean. There's kids TV shows, but then there's also more sort of teenager type stuff, and then you've got your adult stuff. But the adult stuff you have to sort of search for yourself. And I think now if a video's been uploaded and it's not made for kids, and you haven't logged into your account, you can't watch it at all. You have to sign in, which I think's shite. But if I put this as made for kids, and they realise it's blood and gore, it'd get taken off the yeah. Well, not even just the stream, it'd just be deleted completely, I think. And then I'd get a strike on the channel. Verdun game.
People just try to censor everything.
Yeah. Do they do that on Twitch or not?
Don't know.
Watch anything
Probably.
on Twitch?
Oh yeah, well, I swear before you join a stream, it's like this stream is for mature viewers. Are you sure?
Well, at least it gives you the option to still watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think YouTube always used to. Well, not always, but I'm sure since like 2012 or something. There's still they'd warn you before you watch the video. They'd say, you know, this contains violence or swearing or whatever.
There's a lot of videos you have to sign in.
Yeah. That should be up and running. Save. Channel. Volume down. Is it working? I'm trying to get this. Oh, I hate setting up streams. It fucking takes forever. Hold on a minute. Well, all data. Just trying to load up the screen now so I can see the comments and stuff. Turn that off. Ah, the thumbnails came up finally. Right, up and running. Clueless, good evening Clueless, hope you're doing well. I'm just playing some Verdun on the Tommies, Tommy faction. And I've got the HUD turned off, I've got everything turned off. Gore on Ultra, so it's quite realistic hopefully. What map on Daisy are you on? Hey there, Joe. There we go. I've just realised I've logged out of the party. Fucking hell. Typical. So when I start streaming, usually I've got like, I don't know, I feel like the internet gets overrun. It kicks me out of parties. The other day when I was streaming Siege, it sort of knocked me off, which I wasn't happy about. Hey, here we go. Tommies, yeah. Here we go. Sometimes it spawns you in as the Germans and I can't stand that. I hate when it does that, especially when I pick the Tommies. Here we go. I'm using the SMLE, the Enfield Rifle Mark III, with the bayonet, because I'm not a big fan of the Webley revolver. I'll probably use it later on. I always switch around halfway through the games. Christ, I'm stuck in bad way because I'm not looking properly. Yeah, I complain about it all the time. It's a £50 service as well. I mean, you expect to get what you pay for, but I think it was this time last week as well. Virgin Media went down in the UK, and it was a fucking nightmare. Absolute nightmare. And try and push the bunker in the middle as usual. Over the crossfire. Stupid move. Yeah, I'll flank that one though. I'm going to join once I get in a secure position. I've got the command door run quick, so I can call in mortars a lot quicker. I can call in commands, which is, I think they should have that for the online game mode as well, to be honest. I'm on custom game here, against AI. If you want to know, it's hard to get a game at this point in the EU server, and when I was on the US server, the last time I played Verdun live, the sort of ping was horrendous, and I was shooting people and the one died, so like a second later, and it's not worth it. It's not good to watch and it's not good to play, to be honest. But yeah, Jay, I'll join back the party in about a minute. In fact, I'll do it now quickly. Right, back in.
Oh.
Right. I was just saying before, as soon as I start streaming, it's like the internet can't handle it. Back in York, when I was living in York, it was okay, but it's no good here. We're holding left side of the trench, which is good. Time it yet. Really hitting. There you go. I think I got that one. Oh, that was a headshot. Fucking hell. That was a nice kill. I think I fixed the gore issue as well on Verdun. I was on the community page the other day and people were talking about it, and a guy said turn your gore level down to medium, and so did, and it didn't change anything. It was still pretty much non-existent, but then I changed it back up to ultra again and it seems to be working better, so maybe you just need to switch it around. I'm going to test out further. I'll probably see in the next few games. Yeah, that was good little killing spree there. Nice, nice, nice. So what I love about them is the Tommies, the Liam 3 Mark III's best rifle in the game. In sort of, it's reliable. 10 rounds, easy reload time. It's usually pretty accurate compared to some of the other rifles. Iron sights aren't too bad. Clear and easy to use. Someone commented the other day actually about French weapons, and I do like the French weapons. Oh, I do like the French in general, but the problem is with the guns that a lot of the guns they use, I think, have only got a 3-round mag, and you can't always reload that when you want. So I've got the freedom to reload after each shot here if I wanted to. With the French, you have to sort of shoot the whole magazine before you reload. Which is a pain in the arse in some situations. Sometimes you really need to reload. Oh shit! Spawn in the wrong area here. Fucking hell! Take back the left after this. I was using the Anzac troops the other day though, and they pretty much got the same weapons as the Tommies and Highlanders and Canadians, but I think they've got the pattern something which is I don't know if it's a Canadian weapon, but it's like a version of it. It's pretty good. The iron sights are a bit funny, but once you get used to them, they're quite good. Let's hold this section and reload quickly. Well, as this guy's out in the open, he's going to get fucking hit. The others are pretty much safe. What's that scatter artillery? Sector artillery. Where's he gone? There he is. That's it. You still got Verdun downloaded, yeah?
I don't.
Sorry.
Although it wouldn't take long, but...
Yeah.
Not in rude right now.
I don't know, I'm terrible at Verdun.
It's a difficult game.
I could just never seem to get the hang of it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think one maybe part that played in it, funnily enough, is I think you need good eyesight, because it's hard to see people across the battlefield.
With the uniforms as well. A lot of the uniforms are like brown and dark.
I'm so far away from my screen, aren't I? Like, I'm like 3 meters away from my television screen. So maybe when I get this monitor, I'll be a bit more close up and I'll be able to see things a bit easier.
Last time you played the game as well, it was still...
Yeah, I haven't played since
broken.
the update. Yeah.
Yeah, you like the new map. It's a lot more brighter. I think that's an issue with a lot of the maps. They're too dark. Argonne is pretty good, and I think Saint Mihiel, the new one, it's good if you like it.
I think the map I enjoyed the most was the one in like the field, like the forest. Where it was like just a really small trench.
Yeah, it's
It was hard, but for some reason I enjoyed that map.
Well, again, it was clear. I mean, you could always know where your enemies were, unless there was snipers. It's a great sniper map. Great
Was it still in the game?
Yeah, it's still in the game.
Yeah. Never really a fan of the one with like the massive building in the middle, like the bunker. I guess.
In the middle. Door mount, I think that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
I've had some of my best games on that map because there's sort of a. I think if you're playing as the Germans on it, there's a good holding spot to the right of the bunker. If you've got an MG or something or a rifle, even though I prefer using rifles to be honest. But come on,
Tell you
really
what, if the attackers push you out past the bunker, then I think it's really hard.
Oh yeah, it's a difficult map. It's quite biased, if anything. You see his breath back. Trying to think of the map you're thinking of though. What's it called with the forest?
It's like green fields as well.
Yeah, I know which one you're on about. I just can't remember the fucking name. Nice shot, good shot.
I can't remember the names of any. It's not Ardennes, is it? Or Ardennes? I don't know how you pronounce it.
Not sure.
I really don't know.
I didn't find this. That sounds.
Flanders?
That sounds. No, it's not Flanders. No.
I have no idea.
Trying to think. I think it's an early map, if that makes sense. Like I think it's from the early parts of the war, and they came back to it late again. I think it was 1917. But yeah, in fact, I'll come across it because I play all maps in this sort of custom game mode. Right, let's hold this area. Yeah, you should give it a go again. See what you think.
Sure.
But I know what you mean. You have to be in the mood to play Verdun sometimes. I nearly gave up with it before I put it updated. I really did.
I remember, after the World War I trip we went on in school, like I say, I don't know, I played Verdun a lot after we got back home. That forest map was, I did really well on it. I remember I got like a triple kill with Verdun, which I didn't usually get.
Come on, reload. I have to use the bayonet here, I think. I'll try and. Oh, lucky. Right, I'm thinking. Weatherly. Let's go revolver. It's more iconic. The thing that made me start this channel off was the fix to the glitch that stopped me playing the game. I stopped playing this game for a year because I got a connection timeout thing, and I don't know if they fixed it now. I imagine they have with the new update, but there's a hell of a lot of people who sort of didn't know how to fix it. So I think that was my first or second video on the channel after the Siege one.
Yeah, it's quite a
I made a Siege is going downhill video when people are starting to really get into it.
Yeah.
Even though it's true, I mean it went downhill.
Communities. I think the worst thing about it all is just the community. It's very nice community. Things at the start was really good.
No. I think what Siege made me appreciate is games with a team player element to them. And it's the only reason I say it, I still play the game. It's the only reason. Because I can't stand the gameplay anymore. I think it's too fucking arcadey. It's a team player element that I still like. And Verdun could also have that team player element if they sort of brought a fucking proximity chat or just a voice chat in general. I can understand why they're a bit reluctant, but
I imagine if they actually did bring that, I think it's such a small community, and I think the community that does play it obviously loves the game. I reckon a lot of people would be on voice chat. Quite interactive.
Let's hold this section for now. Shit, in fact, get some artillery over there. That seems to be where they're coming in from. PC events with the most team players are most on Discord. Aye. I mean, I don't know much about the PC community on Verdun. I imagine it's still fairly big. Probably bigger than console. But then, when I was looking on Steam the other day, people were saying the game's dead in the comments. But yeah, the Discord does help. It's one of the apps which I've really never used, but people go on about it quite a lot. You use Discord, do you?
No. I think it's more so for PC games too. No. Obviously we don't have parties to them, so to speak, and that. I think. It's also like an alternative to Skype in a way, again.
Yeah. Shit. Pretty pinned down. I ran out of ammo now, I'm fucked. Look at the sounds. I've got new headphones on as well. This is unbelievable. Let's hold the ground here. To be fair, when we talk about like community events and stuff, we do a good job on console for the sort of for what we do.
Well, the numbers
console, yeah. Well, yeah. The game's dying. Or it's somewhat dead for Verdun. Well, some people would say it's not. I wouldn't say it's not dead, but it's not exactly popular.
Near enough.
Yeah. But
sadly.
Yeah, the numbers that we get on for these events are pretty good, and the organisation is pretty good. But because as we know, console's full of kids, really fucking annoying ones as well. But the guys who play Verdun usually, especially the guys in the events, are really good. Follow the rules and stuff. Tell you what though, the issue with the new Verdun update, a lot of the guys who enjoyed the console events that we did now don't play Verdun or dislike Verdun because they don't like the new update. Not because of the graphics or the audio or anything, it's more so like certain gameplay elements and the spawning and shit like that, which I can understand.
Yeah. Do you think it's justified, or do you think it's more like just them being bitter?
No, I mean I think it's somewhat justified, but the game to me it feels better than what it was, and we got a new map, so it's more beginner friendly, the game now, that's for sure. Well, that's a good thing about that, sure. Let's use the Scott. Thing is, the game is always going to struggle though. It comes out a similar time to Battlefield 1. And AAA games are always going to be sort of. I mean, the studio that makes this game, I think it's tiny in fact, but yeah.
Yeah, it came out at the same time as Battlefield 1, did it?
Yeah, around the same time.
I knew that. That's sort of recipe for disaster, obviously. Same type of game, both World War 1 shooters, and obviously it's much more.
Well, the thing is, it came out earlier on PC. It came out later on console, like they usually do on PC games. But I still remember this game having like 700 players on at the time. Maybe even more at one point. Yeah, it did. And the thing is, as well, Battlefield 1 I don't think's very good. The beta, I played the...
Not much content at all.
Yeah, what did we play? Was it the beta when it came out?
Yeah, I don't really
thought
know.
The gameplay was alright. I mean, it was pretty standard, Battlefield standard. But I didn't like the way they made Battlefield, they made World War 1 look. It was too arcadey. This is the real deal. We've done pretty much. The Battlefields, that's a fucking dying series. They've got to really pick themselves up to get back where they were. The last decent one I played was Battlefield 4, and even that, people thought that's overrated as well. I don't think even that was that great compared to the old ones.
I think think it launched with a lot of bugs, but once it sorted themselves out, I think people like it a lot.
Shit.
But I don't know. Maybe there was some sort of PC mods. But I swear there is like quite a big like community that really loves that game. But I don't think it was the best.
There is, yeah. There's a massive Milson community on Battlefield. Not Battlefront, fucking hell. On Battlefield 4, not the others. I watched the trailer for World War II, the new trailer. I wasn't going to buy it when I saw a woman with blue face paint, running with fucking robot arm, whatever the fuck it was.
I mean, I just
knew that wasn't the game for me.
If you're trying to get immersed into it, I don't really know how you can do that sort of stuff.
It was an embarrassment, it was a disgrace.
Like, word for buy, so it's like, it sounds like a bloody stag night on the battlefield.
Yeah.
All you hear is women high-pitched screaming.
It's insulting.
If we're going to put women in the game, like,
to
also,
the World War as well, I mean.
Yeah. If we're going to put women in the game, also, why would you make them so, like, just stereotypical, like, just screaming at high pitch, like, it's just daft.
It was fucking awful. It pisses me off because we were saying this about the other day about Star Wars Battlefront and stuff. That EA have the best graphics engine for console. Probably. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's pretty good. I mean, don't get better than EA games. Even like FIFA has amazing graphics and things like that. But UFC did. But then, like the games, they're just half-assed and shite, or filled with microtransactions. It's just. But yeah, I thought Battlefront, what was it called? World War II, Battlefront 5, Battlefield 5, fucking disgrace. And so was Call of Duty World War II, actually, that was a disgrace as well. If you're going to make like a game based on a real war, make it war-like, or, you know, use the real elements that happened in the war, don't fucking pussyfoot around it. But the fact that they didn't put the Schwartz sticker in World War II, for the sake that it might offend someone, it's just fucking despicable. That's the problem with it. You can't start doing shit. You can't start bringing that type of shit in the games. You fucking honestly.
I say it's just censorship.
Yeah. It's mostly EA's fault, I guess. Nice to dump. Yeah. I've seen a guy on YouTube called Westy, and he used to. I think he's like the main Battlefield guy on YouTube, and I think he seems a decent guy. But for a while he was sort of defending them. But I know in recent weeks and months he's sort of really. I think even he knows he can't defend them anymore. They're just like they've hit a wall. It's unbearable. Yeah. But we've seen what DICE have done in the past, so it's not obviously there's not much they can do. I mean, EA is the one that pumps the money in, and sort of. I think EA must own DICE, did it? Surely.
Pretty sure they do. Almost like 9%.
So the next realistic shooter I'm waiting for is Insurgency at this point, or maybe the next Call of Duty. We'll see what they do there. Anticipating that as well. Yeah, but yeah.
Never be good again.
I have you know, you were saying I hope they don't go backwards again where they go like futuristic. I have a really bad feeling they might. I have a really bad feeling they're gonna.
Yeah, actually, they're genuine retards if they do.
Yeah.
Though. I mean, I imagine this COD must have made so much more money than some of the past ones they put out. Surely. Well, I'm almost positive it will have done. So if they like, go back again, they just either way, I mean, I don't know what it is, but I don't know if people are so obsessed about the KDs now or something, but that community on the current Modern Warfare just camps non-stop. It's awful. It's incredible.
Yeah. But I was like I was saying to you the other day, the sort of map design sort of makes people play like that. If you're going to have maps like that, people are going to... Well, yeah, it's down to KD as well. If people want the kill streaks and stuff, but I miss the old days of run and gun Call of Duty. That's what I miss.
Right.
Sort of fast paced. It was a fast paced first person shooter. That's what I played Call of Duty for. Then I'd play like, I don't know, Brothers in Arms if I wanted to play like a more realistic FPS. I'm hoping for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Oh, yeah, fucking hell. Same. Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. We all want that.
Oh, I mean, it would be great. Then they'll fucking bring in loot boxes probably with new weapons that are OP.
They ruined COD 4 remastered. It was a remake, never mind a fucking remaster. But I'm not. It's like I was very tempted to buy the Modern Warfare 2 remastered campaign, but it's 20 quid for just a. How long is it, Jay? Like 6 hours campaign?
I don't know.
At most.
You complete it fairly fast. I'd imagine.
It's not worth the money. Not worth the money. If they had multiplayer then, though, I would buy it definitely. In fact, I wouldn't come off the game. It'd probably be unhealthy. Shit, I just got one guy there. Oh shit! Come on. Broke his knee. I'll switch back to the rifle. I feel like this is a very much rifle sec. I need the bayonet, I think, here. Every time I play this map on custom game, this is where you sort of battle ends. You get stuck at this sort of trench here. And it's just a fight for that bunker every single time. Even online, it seems to happen quite a lot.
What? How is he not dead from that?
Oh shit, I need to change. Yep. Next map I'll probably switch up to a rifleman as well. Suppose version 2019 Modern Warfare is the best. Oh, absolutely, yeah, I completely agree. I mean, that campaign mission where you play as the SES, I was showing my dad actually, because the last time he played Call of Duty was Call of Duty 3 days, so a good few years back, and he was blown away by how it looked. I mean, it is like a film. It's like a film, that mission. It's unbelievable. But yeah, realism. They've done that well. It's sort of, yeah, it's the camping, and then I think the story mode wasn't great either. I think certain missions were amazing, but the majority of the missions were really boring, or I don't know. You didn't like the story either, did you? You weren't too keen on it.
It was alright. It was the best story ever played.
But yeah, as far as realism, I agree with you. Definitely 2019, Call of Duty is the best. I had someone tell me, when was it, two or 3 days ago, History Lad actually, the guy I play Verdun with sometimes, or other games, he was telling me War of Rights might be coming out for console, which would be nice. That'd be a great game to play on console, but I can imagine it'd get filled with like kids screaming on it and ruining it for everyone else. I think that game has to be played. War of Rights is a game that you have to play in a team-orientated manner. I just can't imagine that happening on console. I think you'd have to have very specific communities, like we have in Verdun, for example, to play that realistically. Stop shooting friendly fires on. Fuck's sake. We'll go for the bayonet here. There we are. That's cool. Oh, bayonet. Yeah, I still don't think the gore's fixed. I thought it was working before, but I haven't seen much. Now, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, I haven't actually heard anything about the new Call of Duty, to be honest. Any sort of release trailers or anything. I think Xbox have got an event on next month, so it'll probably get released there maybe. I know Halo, they're going to show Halo gameplay. It's sort of only regretting buying a PlayStation is that I don't get to play Halo again, because I can't afford to have both consoles. It's just not realistic. There's another franchise that went really downhill, Halo. I think it was after Anniversary it went really shit. Halo Reach was brilliant. That was the last one I played. Probably one of my favourite games of all time. That. It's a sci-fi game that's perfectly done. Let's try and do it. Nope. What I've noticed, if you do hip fire, usually the gore. You see gore more, but obviously hip fire kills aren't always easy to do. Just like most games today, it's not funny. Yeah, that's the thing. Money's everything in gaming today. In business, that's absolutely everything. It's the fundamentals of. That wasn't this kill. Of gaming companies. It's no longer. They don't normally make games for I don't know, for what people want. If you know what I mean. It's sort of what makes us the most money, which is why microtransactions went so big a year ago. I'm going to move my guys here. We're going to defend this from the rest of the game now, because I feel like this is the home point. Calling artillery there. That can't have been my artillery that quick. Surely not. Maybe that. Backups arrived. Left. Yeah, there's bayonet. He's ready for a charge, that guy there. Although he just needs to shut my head off. Fucking hell. Getting flanked. Which is the difficult part about this bunker. It's the there's two holes in it, so they can flank you from the left, but then do a push on the right as well. Which is why it's nice to have a team on the game. It's much easier to hold. Can't call them artillery yet. Come on. Come on, reload. Artillery, let's get it in. Come on, I've got to be hitting him. There we are. Yeah, with them new sounds in this game, with these headphones have got Recon 200s turtle beach. Bought them 3 or 4 days ago. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's like being in the cinema. Is the way to describe it. Oh, fucking hell. That's the best thing about this game now, the sound by a mile, and the graphics obviously. Oh, we finally won that. It's been quite a long game, this one. Try and win the right flank. Yeah. It's a nice kill. It's the trench. This guy here did it. Hold it. Oh, he's got me. Shit. Basically, yeah, it does. It's got like 3 or 4 different settings on the headset. I actually need to look up because I've got a setting, and it makes me hear my own voice in the headset. But then if I then touch the mic, it makes like the worst beeping noise you've ever heard. And I don't know. So I don't know what setting that's for. I don't know why that's on the headset. So I need to sort of. I've kept the box. I don't think I threw it out. I'm not quite sure where it is. I mean, the downside to it is you have to charge it. Even though it's wired into the controller, it's still a charge. You have to charge it, so... And I hate charging headsets. Like, if I knew that, I probably actually wouldn't have bought it, but... I mean it's good for sound, right? It's good for sound. Just making sure there. Nice.
If I buy a headset sometime soon, I think I'm definitely gonna check if it needs charging.
Well, the thing is, because it said it was wired into the controller, I thought, well, no. But I don't know about you, I've never heard of a charging headset that you still plug into the controller. It's quite a strange mechanic, that.
I never have.
But I mean, the sound's unbelievable. Right, I found the map you were on about. But I can't pronounce it. Arsene? It's too French, that one. Oh, it might be actually, might be in Belgium, I'm not sure. But that was the map you were on about before. It's, I'm going to use a sniper on it, actually. But you were saying Argonne Forest, weren't you? That's does ring a bell as well. Argonne, I think, is the tiny map. Which is a really fucking difficult map, actually. Really difficult. Through 1915, 1916. 1915. I thought it was 14. Yeah, it's quite a unique map because it's the only map that hasn't been blown to pieces. Right, here we go. Shit, I need to change role quickly. Rifleman, and I want the scope. The Pat 1940 Enfield. Now I think this is the weapon that the Anzacs have, but without the scope, but I'm not quite sure, I need to double check. But this is the one I was on about before. It's pretty good, the iron sights at least. See, that's not too bad, I don't think. Right there, attacking. I need to get further back and too close to the trench. There's a nice hill up here. The issue is playing as a sniper is that you don't get your squad points, because usually your sniper shouldn't be sitting in the main trench, not when they're attacking anywhere, I wouldn't say. Get hit and shot. Well, at least there was, even though this actually the scope's a bit too zoomed into to look at. What I used to do with other snipers is I'd sort of just scan like this, but this one seems a bit, I don't think you can really scan as well. There's one. Reload. I'm not sure how many. This is it just one mag, this one? Yeah, just one mag of 5, I think. He took his head off, I think. One of them's running into cover. There's one there. Where's he gone? He's shooting at me. See me. Get the reload quickly. Looks like they've got the left hand side of the trench. Our guys need to push into it. He's a sniper there, actually. Have I got him? Yeah, I think I have. It's a little more interesting sniping without the hood on, because you don't know if you've hit them all the time. Although I must be hitting a few here. It's rare you get hit marks on this game, really rare. I think the worst map for hit markers is Picardy, I think. Because it's huge. Yeah, I haven't dropped him. Definitely dropped him though. There's another one there. Oh, there was.
The enemy is attacking! Stand your ground. Eyes open.
There's a guy behind him running. He's still running, you can see. I took one of them out, there's another one there. Yeah, if you can use a sniper in this game, it's really fucking fun. Get a hell of a lot of kills, but it all requires your team holding a trench for a long time. Because if the enemy just keep pushing you back, eventually you can't use one. Because if the combat gets too close, it's impossible with a scope like this. And this is probably the best scope in the game, actually. Some of the other scope, I think it's the American one with a big square thing. Awful to use. Nice, that's a good bit of artillery that. Stay and go for a sec. Try to shoot him from his scope there, a bit like the scene from Saving Private Ryan. Great film. No, I still haven't seen 1917 yet, Chief. I didn't even fucking watch it. Have you watched Saving Private Ryan now, haven't you? I think.
Yeah, I watched it with you in the cinema, and it was the
oh, the hit, yeah, the
D-Day anniversary.
yeah. No, would you say that's better than 1917 or not?
Yeah,
You would.
definitely. Personally, I don't really
Yeah,
think
that's
it's
true, but
fun.
oh shit, falling back. It's not good. Scout weapons are probably my favourite weapons in the game so far. Yeah, they're really good to use. Difficult, but good. If you get the hang of them, as I say, the sort of amount of kills you get. How far back are we retreating here? What's there? Is that a glitch or am I'm confused in what's going on here. If I ran the wrong way? Yes, I have, yeah. Shit. Oh yeah, because I was already far back, that's why it said advance. Tit. Shouldn't have spawned here either. But now I've got a good sight on the hill, which is where they usually hold. Right. Stop breathing. That was a nice kill. I think that was a headshot I got on him. Yeah, but scope weapons are great. What's your favourite scope weapon? If you had to pick one. I'd have to say the Tommies, personally. But the Germans have got a really good one as well. It's one of them's though. I think it's the French and the Americans. They say has like a square one. It's unusable. Someone's just ran up close on me. Yeah, yeah, that's there. He's got him. I hit that guy in the back. Still haven't hit him. Shit. Yeah, the Enfield, yeah, definitely.
Take our position.
It's just easy. Easy to use. Big mag.
Stand your ground. Eyes open.
shit. That was him there. That was him shooting at me there. Tit. Blue on blue in the trenches. Can't see him in a minute. Oh shit. I'm gonna fall to the right flank here. How big's this one? Can't go further. It's a shame. No, I'm in trouble. Yeah. The hard part about this map is if I fall back further because it's on a hill, I don't get a good view till they're in the trench. But then if I try hold the hill where I've got the height advantage, it sort of forks on the hill quite majorly. So it's a bit of a lose-lose situation with the sniper here. If we win this trench and then move on to the next one, then I haven't got any issues. It's just, as I say, this one's on a bit of a slant. Switch. So I might have to switch to a regular rifle after this. But we'll see. Just saw him out in the scope now. I need to reload. Really hard, I couldn't use just with the iron sights because if you're looking left to shoot someone, the scope's massive, so it gets in the way. So I just have to shoot and hope for the best, like that. Hold on. Oh shit, come on. I'm not sure if the AI listens to the commands, but it'd be helpful if they did. Is he still alive? Yeah, he is. Shit. There's a guy there, that's great. I'm down. Right, what I'll do is... yeah, we'll use the pattern without the scope. So this is the one I think the Canadians use and the Anzacs. One of the rifles they use, and I think the Americans also use this. Oh ground. What's DayZ going?
Oh, Siege, just casual.
Siege. What's casual?
Alright. It was just night time on DayZ and...
biggest issue back here. Unless you have night vision, obviously. Not attacking. Nice.
Find any food either.
Fairly big attack. This trench line's really fucking weird because it sort of comes right at you where I'm aiming here, but then over there it goes a bit further back. So I think this is the part of the trench line here. But it's, yeah, it's a weird one. It's a strange map, but it's good. It's good. It's one of the more unique ones. Firing a few random rounds in there because I can see legs and bodies moving, but shit, cleared out, come on. Oh shit. That'll be interesting. Be interesting. Again, like, I was on the release date video, but until I saw the trailer on about Tannenberg, I don't know much about it. I actually thought at first, I thought first, well, it was about a year ago, I thought Tannenberg was just like a DLC for Verdun. I didn't realise it was its own standalone game, and I think a fair few people thought that. But yeah. But yeah, if the maps are all like this, it'd be great. Okay, I got fucked up. It's an interesting part of World War One you don't hear enough about actually. Shit.
Forward, boys!
Looking forward to using different weapons in Verdun as well, in Tannenberg, different rifles and stuff. Okay. But then again, I don't, as I say, I literally know nothing about that front. I've got loads of will. I mean, I've got them on near me now. 1, 2, 3, 5 World War One books, and none of them talk about the Eastern Front. Apart from the Max Hastings book I've got, which is like a pretty big book, but I haven't got onto that section yet. But if you're into books, Max Hastings has a brilliant World War One book, and I mean it really goes for everything. I'm currently on the section about the Tommies, in the early stages of the war. That's him. Oh. Hugh Wilson. That was friendly fire, that. But yeah, I mean, Max Hastings, he does a few different books. He focuses on war primarily. He's got one on the Falklands War, and I've got another one of his books, a signed one, his Vietnam one, which is probably the best non-fiction thing I've ever read. Goes through when the French first colonised Vietnam all the way to the time the Americans sort of from China started entering Vietnam all the way, you know, to, it was 1970, late 70s. It's interesting. Yeah, I can pay as well. Yeah. Just, well, no, Tannenberg can't, it won't show the Ottomans with it, but yeah, their revolt's interesting. I think one of the reasons you don't hear much about sort of World War One and the Ottomans is because it was quite catastrophic for the British and the Commonwealth. It really wasn't good for them. But yeah, I'll give Battlefront that. Battlefield. I'll say Battlefront. Fuck off. It's Battlefield. I know they weren't going to do like this game where it was just going to be trench warfare, but maybe they should have put a mode in that was like a realistic mode, trench warfare, no HUD. There's probably people who try to recreate it, but I'm sure when I was playing them, there was more people running around with automatic weapons than there was rifles, and it's just, no. That's not what I'm looking for. If it came out free, I'd play it. It's the only way I'll play it. Yeah, definitely. Obviously, there was elements in World War One which it wasn't all trench warfare, but the majority of it was. Feels like a World War II game. Battlefield 1. That's what it feels like. It feels more World War II like. Shit. Run.
What the fuck is Iana doing?
Taking forever to load in now.
Over the top, boys!
But yeah, I don't think I'd play Battlefield till they made it free, or if it came out free. It's nothing I'd spend money on. Definitely not. Not anymore. Not until they release a good one.
You mean Battlefront or Battlefield?
Battlefield as well. I know I always get the two. I always say the opposite of what it is.
I agree.
Because I'm playing loads of Battlefront at the minute.
But to bring out a Battlefront 3, I think that's pretty retarded. There's just no need for it. But it wouldn't surprise me if they did.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Tell you, that was interesting actually. A Lord of the Rings game. I was telling you about, wasn't it? A Lord of the Rings game based on Gollum.
Oh, of everything in the world.
Yeah.
Gollum. Oh wait, it still could be interesting. And Gollum does have an interesting backstory, but I just think there is a lot more interesting things you could base the Lord of the Rings game off of.
Definitely.
Just Gollum. I mean, Gollum was in the Shadow of War series as well. In the game. Oh, he was definitely in the first one. I'm not sure if he was in the second one.
I should be hitting him. There we are. I've got friendly fire turned on as well, so I need to be careful here. I'm not getting shot in the back. I've already shot one guy this game. That was a nice headshot. That wasn't. Let's get him on the hill. Shit. There's too many shots now, he's got me. He's got me pinned. Stop breathing. Stop breathing. There we are. Yeah, Tannenberg should be good. I mean, my worry with Tannenberg, as I said the other day, is that they release it without hardly any advertisement, which means people don't see it, which means people don't buy the game and then play the game, obviously. And then we're left with like another Verdun, which is 15 players a night or 30 players a night. Which is my favourite World War II game ever? That's a difficult question. That's difficult. Well, my favourite that I've ever played, Call of Duty 3. Call of Duty 3 was like a personal favourite of mine. It was the first Call of Duty I ever played, and I bought a PlayStation 2 back recently just so I could play, just so I could play the campaign again. But yeah, I mean, that was a great game. And then I think it was the Brothers in Arms series I used to love as well. I even played Brothers in Arms on the Wii. That's how much I liked that game. I put up with the Wii graphics and the Wii controller just to play Brothers in Arms, Bound in Blood, I think it was. And Hell's Highway was another one. But Postscriptum, that is a game that looks amazing. But I haven't got a PC, so I can't say. But I mean, it does look amazing. I'd love something like Postscriptum to be on console. Absolutely love it. But yeah, Call of Duty 3 was my favourite World War II game of all time. World at War, also that's up there, because that was a fucking brutal game. That was World War II done right. At least in a storytelling sense. Yeah, so Postscriptum, I think they've just updated the game, haven't they? They've got like a new D-Day landings map. And I was watching the gameplay and I just thought, fucking hell, you know, that's as good as it gets, graphically and gameplay wise. We are really struggling to hold this trench. Really struggling. Struggling to beat it, should I say. We're holding it quite well, but it's the artillery that's getting us each time. Yeah, if only we don't have that budget. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it'd be great. I mean, I would happily have a dulled down version of Postscriptum on PlayStation. Whether it be like graphically dulled down or map size or whatever, but like just the gameplay itself, it's exactly what I want from a first person shooter. It's just realistic, you know. the more realistic you can make a game, the better. You know, well, not always the better, but when it comes to war games, I think immersion's everything. And when Call of Duty 3 came out at the time, and at the time I was playing it on PlayStation 2, that was really fucking immersive. And it was the same with the Brothers in Arms series. Tell you what, you actually, you like what's it called, Saving Private Ryan, and you like Band of Brothers TV show. It's like 12 episodes long, really good. I do have the box set of Band of Brothers somewhere.
I remember I've seen the box set of Band of Brothers quite a lot.
Yeah.
Like, for some reason, it's like a metal tin. I've seen it.
Yeah, I've got it somewhere. I don't know where the fuck it's gone. It's a great. I mean, you can sort of just marathon it. You really can. It's unbelievable. Based on a true story. It's really good. Most likely game to come on console is a smaller World War II game called Hell Let Loose. Yeah, I've seen Hell Let Loose. I mean, it's like post-scripting, but slightly dulled down. It's slightly, I think, more easy to play from what I've heard than post-scripting. I think post-scripting's the more hardcore game, and Hell Let Loose is like the more. It's not arcadey by any means, but it's slightly easier than post-scripting. Have I got ammo left? No, I haven't. Shit. Hold your ground. So this is why I like playing as a corporal. Because I'd call in a lot of artillery currently, which is what's fucking us over. It's got me again. But yeah, I mean, Hell Let Loose would be great. Post-scripting Hell Let Loose, Brothers in Arms remaster, Call of Duty 3 remaster. I'll take anything. Take anything than what we've got now, which is fucking Battlefield, which has gone to shit. I still remember playing the first ever Battlefield on PlayStation 2, and that was ahead of its time. You used to be able to switch between different players, like different characters and stuff. Really good game. What's the next maps? Artois. Oh, it's gotta be Artois. It's gotta be. When did you first play Battlefield, Jay?
Battlefield Bad Company 2. It's
the best one.
I think it is the best one.
Yeah. That was a great game.
I've got memories on that game.
And the DLC was even better as well. Do you know the cover? The game cover for that game is fucking iconic, wasn't it?
Mhm. It was.
The whiskey is out. Only a bit though, not much.
What's that?
Bit of whiskey, but not much. Curious to see.
So much of an alcohol then.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what this Viking. Yeah. Someone just put in the comments there. They're interested to see what the new Battlefield game setting will be. And then a guy went, Viking setting. Fucking hell. It could be. Who knows? Who fucking knows?
Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. Who fucking knows? Trench Club. Let's do it. Yeah, Vikings, yeah. Battlefield Vikings.
Yeah, start with touch. It's funny.
A black Viking as well. a Viking wearing a kilt
Aye.
on the front cover.
Pink
Axe
hair.
shooter. Yeah,
Pink hair.
axe shooter.
Golden fucking axe.
Oh, he shot half my head off. Jesus. Yeah, I can just see the title now. Battlefield axe shooter. On the front cover, it's a black woman holding an axe, which also
That's
has a Lee
golden.
Enfield rifle. It's a combination. Yeah, everyone's Viking fucking crazy at the minute. It wouldn't surprise me actually. Got the new
Well, actually
Assassin's
started.
Creed. I think it was a TV show, Vikings, wasn't it? Which is shit. I don't think it's good.
I don't, well,
I think it's a bit like the
I
devil.
don't like
The devil
the
in
first
both.
season.
They dabble in both historic stuff, and then they go to like
I just didn't like
mythology.
the pacing of it. That was my big issue, the pacing.
Yeah,
It was extremely, like, while it was so they were in England and the next they were back in, well, wherever they are in Scandinavia. Like, just back and forth, back and forth.
I only got
Yeah.
the fucking initial date wrong for when they invaded England. It was just, I don't know, it wasn't great. Apparently though, The Last Kingdom, which is the other Viking TV show, which looks very similar, but apparently it's much more historic. Oh, you've got it, yeah. I put a copyright. Yeah, you should. You know, I think you should claim copyright now, just in the event that they do, which they probably will. For this Viking craze, they probably will. I think you're light years ahead of everyone else. I think you're thinking outside the box here.
Top boys, attack!
Jim Beam, when you drink it, it burns your eyes at the same time. It's not good. EA should pay us for these. Oh, they should. Yeah. Definitely. Battlefield Aztec vs Cortez, yeah. Sounds like a fucked up Total War mode. It's at the club. Great. Oh, I've got 2 grenades actually. I mean, you could say the same with Assassin's Creed genre though. I mean, we're taking the piss out of the... Well, that was a good grenade. We're taking the piss out of Battlefield, but Assassin's Creed are just as bad. Their historical timeline's a bit fucked up as well. I'm sure now, like, these Assassin's Creed... I mean, I'm not an Assassin's Creed gamer by any means, but I'm sure the original games were based on a certain guy's family. So how the fuck... In Odyssey, you can play as like I don't know. I'm not going to go into it, but I don't have a clue. But it must be fucked up a timeline in that game. I'm sure I heard some shooting down there. Looks like they're running the trench. Let's grenade them. I like the way of the grenades now, it's much better than the old game. Shit. Before I used to sort of throw grenades like they were them rubber balls. We need a shooter based off the Cats movie, aye. Christ, it looked awful. I'm sure they pulled it from the cinema at one point as well, Cats. It's your favourite movie, wasn't it, Jay? Cats? Personal favourite.
Why?
Big fan of the cat genre. I hate musicals anyway, so I wouldn't have... For any circumstance that it was good, or in any universe that it was good, I wouldn't have liked it anyway because I can't stand musicals.
I don't think
It
it's
piss me off. Mamma Mia, there's another one I couldn't stand. That's the worst, I think. Actually, no, I haven't watched Cats, but I've heard it is the worst movie ever made, apparently. I've watched some shit, but that trailer looked awful. Do you reckon it's as bad as Black Panther was, though?
Yeah, I don't think Black Panther was
That bad.
that bad.
Wasn't as bad as Cats. So yeah, if you're looking for a good World War One movie though, Journey's End was a good pick. Anyone in the stream looking for a decent World War One movie? Got some good actors in. It's quite great. It's quite a good look at the sort of the mental side to World War One, which a lot of films sort of do and fail at. But Journey's End does a good job. But still, as I say, I still haven't seen 1917 yet, so I really need to watch that. Shun was singing. The singing says, yeah. Honestly, I haven't. As I say, I sort of saw trailers a bit, but all I know is it was absolutely horrendous and unwatchable. Even the sort of the normies, the people who watch any movie and say it's good, like the Fast and Furious fans. I hope you're not Fast and Furious fans, but even you know, even the people who like any movie that they sort of watch, I think dislike Cats. So you know it's bad at that point. Even History Lad dislikes Cats.
No, that's the only film he's disliked.
Yeah, that's the only film he does not like.
He likes every other film created. He even likes the sequels.
Yeah.
Like Fast and Furious.
Fucking hell.
Like the Assassin's Creed movie I had.
Yeah, shit, I forgot they made a movie, didn't they? Assassin's Creed.
Apparently it was dreadful.
Game movies are always shit. Artillery is fucking us up currently. It's funny because I've been playing shit because I've been talking about fucking Cats and Battlefield. What did we call it? Battlefield Axe Shooter. I think someone needs to make a fan-made sort of trailer for Axe Shooter. I really do think that needs to happen. Are you talking about the movie there? Assassin's Creed, the movie, or the games?
Me?
You're the guy in the comments here. He's comparing Assassin's Creed to Cats. Is that the new games or is that the movie?
Could be, yeah.
Could be at this rate. So Battlefield, not Battlefield, fucking Assassin's Creed's gone really downhill as well. Oh, Jesus Christ. Last game's yeah, I thought so. I mean, even Odyssey supposedly did well, but like, it didn't even, to me, the Assassin's Creed game I last played properly was Brotherhood, but I also played Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, which I thought were pretty good games. I thought they were set in cool periods of history, they were quite unique. And, how's it going? Nice. The artillery is absolutely fucking us up. But, yeah, they're really unique, but then, when I look at the last few years, like Odyssey and Syndicate, they don't even look like Assassin's Creed games anymore. That was a nice kill. Last bullet, I think, as well. This revolver's brilliant. It's just the one reason I don't like playing with it is the reload times. It's a bit. In some situations, it's not easy to use. Assassin's Creed died. Again, I never played it, but I've heard that from a lot of people. think you're probably right.
What's this?
Assassin's Creed games died at Unity, but I didn't play it, so I'm not sure. But I've heard History Lad, he said that as well. Like Origins, you aren't even an assassin, you're just a literal god killer. Yeah, it's just a bit, it's like, I don't know, I mean, as I say, I can't comment because I don't know how the whole game works out, but I'm sure there's like, they're meant to be following books. They're following the books that were made for the games. Oh, maybe it was the other way around, I don't fuck knows, but I always thought when I played Assassin's Creed, like, there was an actual, is it Ezio? I think that's the main guy in the series or the franchise. But from what I've seen the last few games, it's just like, yeah. He plays fucking anyone at this rate. Shit. This artillery really fucking is over here. The problem is with this artillery as well, it's going to be quite ruthless because the ability cooldown modifier is on quick, which I like using when I play as a corporal because I can sort of get my teammates to move where I want them to a lot quicker. It means I can call in artillery in quicker, but now I'm playing as you know, I'm playing as a bomber, I call it. I'm playing as a bomber at the minute. Obviously I can't tell the team what to do. Although this weapon is feeling much better on the. This weapon's probably the best one I've used so far for this trench. It seems to be working well.
Forward, boys!
Oh, shoot. Hidden blade, not a see, it's literal blade of god powers. But to be honest with you, I mean, Odyssey didn't even look like an Assassin's Creed game. You know, it's like, it looked like some really fucking weird RPG. I remember when I first saw the gameplay, I thought, Ancient Egypt, that sounds great, that's a cool period of history to go back to. There's a lot of sort of content surrounding that, and then I saw the gameplay and it was like nothing I've ever seen in an Assassin's Creed game before. And yeah, the sort of mixed mythology with sort of the realistic elements, which I hate. I hate mixing mythology with historical accuracy. I hate that. Oh, shit. I'm in trouble here. I have no grenades either. I'm completely surrounded. It's a last stand. Next match I'm going to use the MG, which is rare. You don't normally see me using it, but I will. Terribly the battlefield with that. What was the last Assassin's Creed game you played, Gio?
Honestly, I think that's when I played probably was Brotherhood. But I've lost count how many there is, and I don't know which ones are spin-offs anymore, or I don't know which ones are sort of like in the main continuity. I don't even know.
And this is the issue. This is what I'm saying. Like, I always thought they followed the books, and I thought the books told the story, and then the games. Why is my pistol not reloading? Oh, fuck off. But yeah, I always thought they told the story, but obviously they don't. Maybe it's all a bit. I don't plan on playing any Assassin's Creed games in the future, to be honest. I'd go back to the old ones. Although, if Battlefield what's it called? Battlefield fucking Axe Shooter comes out, I will be showing gameplay of that on the channel. There's a part of history. I don't even like the Viking history either. What we need on console is more war games, like proper first-person shooter, even third-person, not lost, but proper war games, not indie games, not fucking Valiant Hearts. We need like proper standard, even AAA war games, just more like Verdun or, you know, just a war game. That's all we need. Brothers in Arms. Apparently, I was reading up just before Christmas that EA were looking into, I think it's EA that do Brothers in Arms, or one of their minor companies that do Brothers in Arms, but they were looking at producing another Brothers in Arms game, and that was definitely confirmed that they were looking into it, but whether they decided to or not, it was a different matter. But why the fuck they stopped making Brothers in Arms games, and Medal of Honor games. Can't forget Medal of Honor, actually. Oh, 2 nights ago I was playing, which Medal of Honor was I playing? The controller, as I was trying to look for a Medal of Honor game I was playing. What was the one I was playing, Jay? Do you remember? What did I say it was? It's the very first one. I think.
Was it Arms?
No, that's Brothers. That's no, it wasn't that. It was a PlayStation 2 title. It's the D-Day one. It's the Medal of Honor D-Day game. I was playing that one, and that's all we need. We need a remaster of something like that. They've got everything that people like in World War games have been made. Just re-fucking master them. How difficult can it be? Or make a new game that was sort of based around the same mechanics as the old sort of games. I mean, it's not fucking hard. They're idiots. They're complete idiots. It's like the Star Wars. It's like when we go on to Star Wars, like, you know, how hard can it be to make a Star Wars game? Everyone wants to see the Old Republic. Just make a fucking Old Republic game. Medal of Honor Airborne is probably my Medal of Honor Airborne that's a great game. You played that as well, didn't you, Jay? You had it on PS3.
I did. I think that was the first ever game I played online. Like an online multiplayer lobby.
That's ahead of its time, that game. That was really good.
If I played that now, I'd probably die in nostalgia.
Medal of Honor Airborne was a game that had perfect sort of structure, story, gameplay, graphics, especially for the time. Didn't that kill that gun? It was, it was a perfect game all around. Let's change to. Let's do the Mark III bayonet. I need a bayonet, I feel. Should have bayoneted a few guys there. Trying to think what other games. Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor. I don't know what happened to that series. We had Medal of Honor Airborne. Then there was the Medal of Honor reboot, which was set in Afghanistan. The one that was just before warfighting. That was the game I sort of probably put most hours on Xbox 360 when I was in the 360 days. Medal of Honor. It was just it was called Medal of Honor, but it was a complete reboot of the series. And probably the most famous mission is where you're playing as like a Navy SEAL sniper, I think it is, and you're sort of killing the Taliban who were across the hills. I mean, it was an unbelievable game. The multiplayer for that game as well is just insane. Absolutely insane. Easy to play, simple. You either played as the Taliban or the US Special Forces. That was the two different sides in the game, and the gunplay was fair. Everything was fair. It was brilliant. Yeah, it was the main. It was Medal of Honor back in the day was a better competitor than Battlefield at times. And then I don't know what happened. I suppose Battlefield won the contest. For me, Medal of Honor was Much better than Battlefield. I mean, it was unbelievable. Yeah, it was more realistic. I remember how fucking violent the game was. But yeah, shit, that gives me nostalgia. Medal of Honor, it really does. Medal of Honor reboots. I never played Warfighter though. It's strange. I played the reboot, loved it, and I think a hell of a lot of people loved it. And then, but I heard Warfighter wasn't very good, so maybe that's what ended the franchise, and now we're stuck with screaming women in Battlefield, and quite sad really. That was a nice grenade, that really did help. Is that everyone? Starts with Normandy. Airborne. Battlefield. I mean, Medal of Honor, the Normandy landing one, is the PlayStation 2 one. I don't think Airborne was that. Might have been, actually Airborne might have done that as well. Gee, was Airborne. Was that the Normandy landings? I think it must have been.
Honestly, I don't remember it extremely well.
I think both might have been. I think one of them though, Airborne, obviously you came in from the air, but the other Medal of Honor game, which is also Normandy, you came in through the boats on the beach. A bit like you've seen Saving Private Ryan, but it was a lot more dual game. Clueless might know. I don't know if you remember. But yeah, I mean, Nikita, if you get the chance, I don't know if you've got an Xbox or PS3, but if you ever get the chance, go back to the Medal of Honor series, or even PC. You could probably do it. Oh shit, Tommy. But play the Medal of Honor reboot. Honestly, it's worth the time, worth the money. It'll only be cheap. Do you remember if Airborne starts in Normandy? Medal of Honor Airborne, does it start in Normandy? I think it does.
I just remember the multiplayer, yeah. I don't really remember the story.
You've got a PS3, yeah. Well, honestly, the Medal of Honor reboot, the one with the black cover and the guy with a big beard and a sort of backwards cap. Try that game out and tell me what you think of it. The story, anyway. I don't know what the multiplayer is like now, but the story was Airborne takes. So yeah, the other Medal of Honor, the one that takes place in Normandy, is the PS2 version, the PS2 game. But I forgot what that one's called. I've got the disc. In fact, I'm going to look now. I've got the disc. Where is it? Fucking hell. Hold on a minute. Shit, I can't find it. I'll find it at some point next stream. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the Normandy one's the World War. Is the PlayStation 2 game. Airborne's the Italian one. Oh, grenades! Can't believe we still haven't won this trench. It's definitely down to the artillery. Because every time we seem to get a foothold, shit. We sort of seem to get pinned down. The problem is as well, we're sort of clustering in different areas. So when we get in the trench, we just hold like a cluster. Should spread.
Forward, boys!
We're on the defensive stage of the trench anyway, which is a good thing. Although the game will be nearly over. Yeah, there we are. Is there any good documentary on Italian? Documentary? I think World War II in colour. We'll have probably a sector on the Italian campaign, I imagine. There's another series. So there's World War Two in colour, and then there's another one which is really similar. But they must show part of the Italian front. They've got to. But I know there's a good few YouTube channels out there which do little history clips on the Italian front. Again, there's another part of World War Two which is sort of put under the rug a bit. You don't hear much about it, but there was a lot of interesting battles around Italy and Sicily and the North Africa sector actually. So my idea of this game is to use the MG, I think. See how that goes. World War Two in colours on Netflix, but it's also, I think they've got episodes on YouTube. But yeah, it's a great documentary series, really good. I think they've also got World War One in colour on YouTube, which again is another good watch. Hotchkiss is more accurate, but the Lewis has more ammo, if I remember correctly. Go for the accurate. Let's go for accuracy. Shit. I'll use this little bump in the hill here if I can. Let's have a look. And pin down. Yeah, still enough badly there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to hold from the left flank. There's a good little sort of bit of the trench which pushes out, and I should be able to see the line quite clearly. But there's an MG gunner though on custom games a lot more difficult than it is online, because the AI just lock into you because you're in a fixed position. Shit, they're in here. Actually, I'll pull the right hand side, fuck it. No, I won't. Yeah, Apocalypse, yeah, that's the other one. Maybe that's the other one I was thinking of, possibly. That is a great one. Right about that. A few good ones out there you'll find, but Jesus Christ. There were many big battles in 1915 during World War I from Western Front. That's the time I heard. 1916. I think the major battles were 1914 when we first arrived. I think, was it the first Battle of Ypres? I think. And our first engagement with the Germans, the British, were really good against them, because our army was extremely well trained at the time. Although small and well trained, we could fire like a crazy amount of rounds in a few seconds, which is unheard of. And then I think it went to a bit of a standstill, but I think the Somme was in and around the time we're talking of, but I need to double check. But obviously, as you probably know, the Somme was major. We lost, I think it was 25,000 soldiers on one day on the first charge, for the first day of the battle. Commonwealth. French and Commonwealth. Oh, come on. Fucking hell. But I need to double check, to be honest. I need to double check. mean, each year had a big battle, but I know there was. I think the Western Front. There was a year where it was just pretty much standstill. 1917, you had Passchendaele, which was. I think there's a film. I don't know if there's a film actually called Passchendaele, which is I've seen a clip from. That's a really good one. Guy's not talking. I want to switch to corporal in a sec. I feel like this isn't working out. There he is. But yeah, try them two documentaries, World War One in colour and then World War One Apocalypse. Oh, you wanted to see World War Two in colour and Apocalypse, definitely. I'm gonna charge it. It's better than preferred role. Nice kills there. Actually, some my guys there putting the artillery, so I'm going to move them back over to the left. I'm going to clear this point here. That's a nice kill. There's a good documentary on called The Irons Grouping on Netflix as well, which is about like the it's looking at what the Germans did. It's like a certain section of the German army which was responsible for massacres in sort of the Baltic areas, and it's unbelievable how they got away with what they did. But a lot of the time they used to just hire the locals to kill Jews instead of the Germans themselves. But yeah, it's called Irons Group in World War II, I think. Really, quite a brutal documentary actually. I'm retreating surely. It's gone quiet for some reason. What's going on? Artillery. Yeah, one of them could be Hitler. Try and aim for the heads then, instead of the bollocks. Come on, the Enfield. Brilliant. So, due to the fact that I'm from Russia, I don't know about the Irons Group and other crimes. Yeah. I mean, that's where it all took place. See, I had never ever heard of the Irons Group until I watched the documentary, and the sort of stuff that they were saying it was unbelievable. I think it was like in the space of 3 days they'd murdered 30,000 people for just for the sake of religion or where they lived or family members. It was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I think what was more shocking, what I found was a lot of locals that were paid to do it as well, wasn't it? They were just sort of observing and sort of constructing it while the locals would do the shooting and killing. Unbelievable. If you're from Russia, then you must. Do you know much about Tannenberg? Because that's all that area, I think, isn't it? That's a nice kill in there. I'm going to hit from my left. Good hit. That's a very nice headshot. Germans are doing quite well attacking this trench. They're all spread across. Again, we're sort of clustered. Run away, run away. Calling some artillery over there. It's too far away, fucking hell. The most difficult part of this map is how far you have to run. So if you've got some decent sharpshooters on the enemy team, it's really fucking difficult. I hate being the Germans on this map for that reason, especially on this sort of trench line, because it's so fucking difficult to attack. That's a nice kill. He's just teleportation. Are you in 19? Is it 16 we're in? Fuck knows. Yeah. First time I've heard about the events in the West. Alright, yeah. It's interesting. Mostly Eastern Front. Yeah. Like, as I say, it's like Tannenberg's like sort of a. I really don't know much about it. I know more about the Western Front. I've been over there and I've seen it, and it's really interesting. It's worth going if you ever get the chance. Definitely recommend it. Obviously you can't at the minute with coronavirus sort of knocking about, but wait for my artillery to come in, then I'll push that trench line.
Got a nice smoke kill and sledge.
The team killed 3 people. Jesus. See what I was surprised about actually when I went over to France and Belgium to have a look. There's Chinese graves. I can't remember what cemetery it was. Do you remember them, Jay, when we went over? Remember the Chinese ones?
I was ill for most of it, wasn't I? It was my issue.
But apparently they used to bring Chinese to build and do a lot of construction along the fronts and behind the fronts as well, on railways and shit. So I found that quite interesting. You sort of think of World War II as the more larger scale World War, which I think it still is. But World War I still had a lot of countries fighting it, or a lot of people from different countries, if you like. The whole countries might not have been at war, but a lot of people came from them. For example, China. I can hear them where they're at. What's going on there? Someone called the priest. He's flipping about. nearly ran into that one. So deep. That's definitely behind me. Where is that coming from? We seem to be winning these trenches pretty quickly. If we get the guys in, we'll be able to push them back. I have no doubt. Normally, Picardy, you're able to push them back twice to the very back tree line. So it's the next trench, and it's that one which they hold. It's a pain in the arse to attack actually, because it's a lot smaller than the other sort of 4 trenches on this map. This is what this game actually needs as well. It needs another map. Same meat hill's fantastic, but we could do with another one. Yeah, I would agree with that. Definitely agree with that actually. World War One, we had to win the Western Front, and then if it wasn't for if it wasn't for the Eastern Front in World War Two, we would have never had the Nazis on the run really, because we were pretty much deadlocked northern France, especially at the time of the Dunkirk sort of incident. We had to sort of get over there, and then once the Russians sort of took control on the Eastern Front, we were. Or the Soviets at the time, wasn't it? Once they took control in the east, that had fucking Hitler on the run. From what I could tell though, Hitler made a lot of mistakes, apparently, in order for that to happen. Yeah, cheers Cleeless, cheers for joining, appreciate it. Have a good night. Yeah, I heard Hitler sort of advanced a certain few units, and it sort of fucked them over. And the Russians were able to just sort of get back at them. Obviously, I know the Germans couldn't handle the snow either. What's going on here? We're retreating. They're pushing.
We need artillery support over
Hopefully that
here.
won't be friendly fire. We'll see. Come on. Let's go up. I'm going to try and get some more support over here because I feel like I've got no one around here currently. It's a nice kill. Yeah, it was. I mean, the battle for Stalingrad, I know that. That was unbelievable. Trying to think of the other battles. I think the Battle of Stalingrad is up there, if not the most. I think it's the bloodiest battle ever fought in history. I think. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe the Somme might have beat that. I'm not sure. Or maybe another battle. But I've heard, yeah, it's meant to be the most bloody. But it wasn't just the Battle of Stalingrad. It was. I mean, there's all sorts, wasn't there, along that? Even when they were pushing them back. Then you had the conflict in Finland as well. I know that was quite a brutal one. Well, there's a part of World War II history I don't know much about, between Finland and Russia. I know Finland supposedly did quite well. Sort of held their own for a while. But were Finland Nazis, or were they just allies? I mean, did they get taken over? I'm not sure. Yeah, 1 million casualties. So, yeah, I mean, that's insane. Absolutely insane. The thing is, at the time, I think the Germans as well were all hardcore soldiers. Well, so a lot of the Russians were just called to arms. So it says something really. Yeah. The thing is, I think what people forget about the Germans as well, they were brought up, you know, they had the sort of Hitler Youth, and they were sort of brought up to be war machines, and yet they've still got a beat. So. That was going to come out at some point. It was just bound to happen. It'd been too quiet for a while, actually. Fucking bastard.
Eyes up! Enemy incoming!
But yeah, I mean, that front was really bad, very bad. Interesting. Now I thought there were always a lot of them were brought up in maybe it wasn't called the Hitler Youth at the time, and maybe, but I know a lot of them were brought up in sort of paramilitaries before the war. Yeah. But before the war even started, I know a lot of people in school, after they did school in Germany, would join these sort of paramilitary groups. At young ages, and then sort of all their lives was sort of dedicated to being a soldier and marching in uniforms. A bit like a cadet thing, if you like. But maybe it wasn't called the Hitler Youth, maybe it was called something else. I need to look into it. But I was just watching something the other day, which was sort of stressing that a lot of the soldiers were brought up to be soldiers, if you like, or were sort of trained from quite an early age. It might have been. I don't think it was the SS. It didn't specify the SS, but it might have been. It might have been. You might be right. Again, I'll double check. And then the next time I'm on stream, let's see. Just killing it. Hold this section, really do. Oh, we're attacking out, doesn't matter. But yeah, I imagine the SS actually, they would have been, definitely. I mean, they were as hardcore as they got when it came to the war.
Cowards will be shot.
The rest in a sec. Yeah, it's why people follow them without a sort of blink of an eye. If you're brought up in that way with that mentality, that's what you're gonna be. So you could say, even you could compare it to like a modern day terrorist. If you're brought up with sort of that extreme religious ideology, you're going to believe it no matter what anyone says. Again, it's just saying the same thing with the Nazis. It's the same thing with anything. It's a radicalisation is what it is. And it can happen. It doesn't have to be religious. It can be anything political, like we saw with the Nazis. Dangerous, very dangerous. That's my own artillery. Fuck. Tactics like that are still used today. Youth soldiers are bringing them up in and around weaponry. I think Africa's really bad for it. A lot of militaries in Africa still use child soldiers. I think it's Congo, and then there's another country. Well, there'll be a few. Let's be honest, there'll be a few, but no, Congo is one of the main ones. Which is a proper shithole, to be honest. Reload. Nope. Load. There we are. Cover. Oh, he came up, I didn't see him, it was really dark. So on Siege, Jay, what's happening your end?
Still on Siege, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Yeah, I think in game I should have the VC for that one.
Forward, boys!
It's really frustrating as well because normally this one you normally take pretty quickly, but we're not doing that in a minute. Cowards will be sure that's a pain in the arse, that. Always gets you when you least want it.
Over the top, boys! Attack!
Calling some artillery on the running point, or breach, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I need to be careful with friendly fire here. I keep forgetting that. I don't know what the sounds are like on the stream, but the sounds in game are fantastic, especially with these headphones. Unbelievable. I found out actually on Verdun the other day, surprisingly, you can prestige in the game, and that was a feature. I was just looking at my stats on the game, and if you you go on statistics, and then you go on your character. It's got a little square button that says prestige. They were shooting each other there. Seemed to help me out a lot. But yeah, you can prestige, so I don't know what that does. I'm sort of tempted to press it, but I don't want to press it and lose all my. I'm I'm rank 100 now, and that's took me. It's took me like 3 years to get there. So I don't really want to prestige currently, anyway. I'll have to look online and see what it does. That must have been brought in with the new update, because I never remembered that before Christmas. So we're holding our own now, finally. Artillery on him. Shoot! Fucking hell. Probably wasn't the best time to try and call him artillery, I must be honest. If we can hold this little bunker here, which is where they always try and push to, regardless of where you place in the trench, we'll win. Because there can't be much left on the time now. Come on. Planes in Verdun. Oof. Planes, yes, definitely. Now, even if you didn't pilot the planes, if you put someone in the back of one, because they're always like two-seater back then, you could have someone who could sort of use binoculars, maybe, or maybe use the gun on the back of the plane and sort of spray the trenches as you go along. I can imagine that working. Tanks on the other hand, I don't know if you could integrate it into Verdun. I think it'd be I mean, they're meant to be overpowered, but then I think people would hate it. And even though I'm not too arsed, I think you need overpowered weapons. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Verdun's the game. I think it's solely focused on infantry fighting, and I don't think the tanks would work as well. But I think the planes could work. I think the planes could work, and I think people would like them. You could still use them in the same way they're used now, with the spy element. So fly them over the trench, it pins out the enemies. But instead of AI doing it for you, maybe you sort of go into that plane, and then you have to use your binoculars yourself, or look over and spot the enemies in the trenches, and then it marks them on the map. Or you could do like the other thing of maybe what's it called? Using the sort of guns that they have on the back of the planes back then. But maybe instead of tanks, we could use like things like this, sort of these mortar and artillery pieces. I think it's one thing I always see people sort of complaining about on Verdun, like there's field guns and all over the place, but you can't use them. You should be able to use them. Make them hard to use if need be, but just let people use them at least. Get it. Let's charge this fucker. There we are. Hold on here. But yeah, it'd be good. Yeah, most probably. Yeah. I mean, I'd love to see tanks, honestly I would, but people would fucking complain. Although not that it seems to bother the developers in this game if people complain, from what I've seen. I was complaining for 2 years for an update and it sort of took a while.
I actually saw a video recently about whether should developers listen to the fans more, or should they, like, I don't know, I was just saying how developers should respond to criticism. I think they should. They should respond to it.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, we're paying money for the game at the end of the day. We're sort of, we are giving them the sort of the jobs that they have, and we are the consumers. So surely they should listen to. I mean, everything we ask for in the game, we're asking for improvements. Obviously, you always get a knobhead who sort of takes it too far, you know. And obviously, not everything we ask for can be even implemented into a game. It might not work with I don't know how coding and shit works, but it might not be possible. But as we pay for the game, yeah, I think they should listen to us. And again, that's another reason the guys who do Battlefield are disgraceful, because I remember it was the lead CEO or something was calling people racists or something because, or not gamers because we didn't like his game. I'm like, fuck off, cunt.
Oh, they feel sexist and racist.
Yeah, you can't do that.
People wanted immersion in a
fucking prick.
World War II shooter, and they wanted it to be sort of somewhat accurate historically. So apparently that's racist and sexist.
Developers like that are pricks. I mean, they're business-headed people. They're not gamers. Fuck them. Oh shit. Mortar's mechanic, Tannenberg's mechanic with steel machine guns. What you're saying? Tannenberg has machine, like things like that, mortars and stuff. Is that what you're saying? Come on, hit him. I mean, if so, that'd be great. That really would be good. Because otherwise, I don't think people are going to pay. I mean, I don't know how much Tannenberg's going to do, but people won't pay for Verdun with a few new maps, because that's all it is, really. They've got to have new features or sort of game modes, if you like, in there. Because obviously they need to look at getting the new consumers in. You know, they need to look at. They can't rely on just the people who play this game, because there's only about 200 of us on console, on PS4. Devs abandoned Verdun, especially on console. To be honestly, Hayden did at one point for about 2 years they abandoned the game, and then I think we started doing community events on Verdun on console, Xbox, I don't know about, but PlayStation we definitely did. The fuck's that guy shooting at? And I think we sent tweets into the Verdun developers of people still play this game, and eventually we got like a new update. So what you're seeing now is like improved graphics, improved sounds and stuff, improved gameplay, so you could say. And so no, they haven't abandoned the game, but they did at one point. But they plan on releasing a new game within the series called Tannenberg. So they haven't abandoned it. They're probably just focusing more on that now as well. But I would recommend the game. It's cheap as well. It's cheap. So if you've got Xbox or PlayStation, it's worth getting. If you want a break from like your average arcade shooter, you want something a bit more realistic, a bit more gritty, then maybe Verdun 3 or I don't know. Yeah, they brought you up there and then they went. Yeah, I think that's just how they are, though. I think they're always going to focus on the PC players more because more people play on PC than they do console. That's the issue. But yeah,
it doesn't make sense. But they also shouldn't leave console players with like loads of bugs or anything.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But I think they'll come back. I think if they're developing Tannenberg for console, which I think it's definitely been confirmed that they are, they've got a release date for it. They're not abandoning this. They know that there's people that still play the game, and I think they even put in a blog post on Steam thanking like the people for playing the game still. So they haven't abandoned us yet. But you don't get much of a response from them, in all honesty. I do play Verdun. It took them forever. Yeah, mate. Yeah, we did. Yeah, but it's here now, and the game is much better in my opinion. Much more fun to play. But that's the stream for tonight. It's 3 AM here in the UK. So I'm gonna head off. Cheers for watching. Appreciate it. And yeah, Tannenberg. I think most of us are looking forward to it. Hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully it'll be a bit more new and stuff. But there'll be another Verdun stream later in the week or next week. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it as usual. Cheers.